All right, and welcome to another episode of Omega Cast, brought to you by none other than myself, with Omega Strength Apparel and Omega Strength Training. So follow us on Instagram at that's our website. Follow us on Instagram at Omega Strength Apparel and Omega Strength, and also the same on Facebook. And you can visit our website at www.omegastrength.us for latest apparel. And more will be rolling out this year. We've got some good plans happening. And then also want to welcome on board our sponsor for our Omega Cast series is Kaz Coffee. That's the world's strongest coffee, Kaz Coffee, Kaz with a K, coffee with a K, and find them at kazcoffee.com. Pick up a bold blend of your favorite world's legendary strongman. Conceive, believe, achieve, none other than what Kaz preaches. So be great, and it's guaranteed to increase your log press by at least 0.5 pounds. That's our disclaimer. I'd like to say 40 pounds, but I haven't had that happen yet. But anyway, here's another episode. I believe this is episode 17, and we're going to get the ball rolling this early Saturday morning, a nice cold Hoosier morning with some freezing fog, so it's awesome. Now I feel like a weatherman. But we have with us today Adriane Wilson, who is a pro Highland Games athlete, as well as a collegiate track and field athlete, correct?
That is correct, yes.
So,
post-collegiate as well.
Yeah. So,
I'm no longer in college.
Yeah, no longer in college, Josh. Yeah. Oh, you could be like me. You're on that lifetime plan. But
I do still have some classes to finish up to get my master's, though. But
oh, okay.
I put that on hold.
So what's your master's? What do you?
It was a business degree.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So like a mind your own business degree, or just
pretty much, yeah. Yep.
No.
Gosh, I just never could get into it. I knew it was good for me, and when I was coaching at university, it was at a great business school, and I just not my deal. I gave it a good effort.
Well,
maybe I could be a master in something else.
Right. Well, when I went to college, I started out. I was like, I'm going to be a conservation law officer.
Yeah.
And then
a lot of people say that.
And then, like 3 weeks before college, I'm like going, why am I doing that? I was music and all that, so I changed my degree to music, and then about 2 years into my degree, I changed it to broadcasting. So, and here I am.
Oh, well, when I got to college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was really interested in sports, and exercise science was really interesting, but man, I just wanted to throw the shot put at the discus. So PE and health was the closest thing I had.
There you go. So, and you went to what, Ashland College?
I did, yeah. Ashland's a Division II school in Ohio. And
what
the
part
coach
of Ohio is
Jed
that?
Logan. He's a 4-time Olympian in the hammer throw.
Okay.
And probably the most influential person I've had in my life as far as sport goes, and yeah, actually a lot of just life stuff. So I was really fortunate to be an athlete of his.
That's cool. I mean, it helps when you have a coach that's not just a coach, but it can offer a kind of a mentoring side of things of life.
Yes, absolutely.
Where is Ashland located in Ohio?
It's kind of central Ohio, just north of Columbus.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm from Indiana, so I really only know Cincinnati, Columbus, and yeah, that's it. So,
yep. So kind of in the middle. But it's very small, so.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate you joining us here this morning, because I was going to be running a few minutes late. I woke up this morning and we had freezing fog. Oh. And it's like, yeah, I'm in Indiana again, thanks.
Well, it was 60 in South Carolina yesterday. So.
Yeah. Well, I was teasing Chad Clark, one of his post, I don't remember if it was Facebook or whatever, he said something about being cold, and I was like, okay, it takes a lot for you to be cold, I think, and especially where you live, we
had some colder days, we were under 30, but that was about it, so.
Well, and I laughed because my 10-year-old daughter called me the other morning, and they live in just south of Indianapolis, and I'm in Detroit, and I'm actually down here visiting for the weekend with them. And she called and she goes, Dad, it's minus 11 here. What is it there? And I said, well, honey, it's only minus 7, so.
Oh.
So, But well, that's cool. But yeah, so it's Saturday morning. I've had my coffee. Now I'm slurping down a Mountain Dew. So
Nice.
I'm hoping that you have a nice beverage of choice. To get
I
through
just have
this.
some water with me right now.
Water, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a caffeine junkie. So
I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine, so I had my 1 cup this morning, and that was it.
Okay, now you're fired up and ready to go.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
so you're in Florida right now, correct?
I'm in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay, why was I thinking Florida? Oh no, that was that was the first Highland Games of the year, correct?
Yes, correct. Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Central Florida puts on the men's amateur north-south, and then also women's east-west games. It's super fun. It's so early in the season that people are just going out there to have a good time, and man, it's always a good time. They do a really nice job.
Well, that's good. It looked like a lot of fun. Now you're part of a team, correct?
For the East-West, that's correct. Yes, I was the captain of the East Coast team, and so I got to pick 4 other gals to join me, and then they also pick a West Coast captain, and she also gets to pick 4 other girls from the West Coast to compete. And we have team scoring, and we do individual scores as well. But it's fun to just get together in January when a lot of people are trudging through snow,
right? Yeah,
just to get away for a long weekend.
So who all's on your team? If you want to give them a shout out.
This last weekend was Nikita Marzano, and then there was Alyssa Hapner. We also had Emily Adams. Okay. She's super awesome. And then also Alex Otto. So the 5 of us, we just edged out the West Coast team. It was pretty close.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's funny. You're talking about people just wanting to get together and throw and have a good time. And we're in Michigan. And Becky, for her birthday last year, she goes, I just want you to build me a standard that we can put in the backyard. And one of our Veterans Highlands games up in Michigan, he took me to Home Depot and walked through the entire shopping list of items that I needed for building the standard that we can make it adjustable. And it's still sitting in pieces in our garage. And well, we had to move over the summer, so I wasn't building it only to take it down. I see. And now the winter, so and really nobody wants to get out and throw when it's sub-zero. But actually,
when's her birthday? You have to put it up before her birthday.
Her birthday is actually the 23rd of this month. So
okay, all right.
So yeah, no.
Okay. No.
We'll go out and throw it for distance and in the snow, but I'm not putting up the standard right now. But
nope,
but it will be put up this summer. So, and
that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, you already have the equipment, so it's just a matter of putting up. That's great.
Well, I need more.
People don't have a chance to get the equipment. So
I've got plenty of strongman equipment. I need more Highland equipment. I've only got
I like
lightweight.
The sound of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the only weight that we have, I think, is a 16-pound throwing weight, and then I don't remember what our hammer weighs. And so it's just like
it's something.
Yeah,
it's something. You can get work done.
Yeah. At least I could get to technique, which is really, really where I need the work and focus. So, and I know when we went down the avenue of trying to schedule this podcast, you were actually in the process of heading to Australia.
Oh yeah, so I had an amazing trip. That was back in October, November time. Yeah. So I was actually away for 5 weeks. I've been fortunate to be contracted with a couple of companies to help serve our wounded, ill, and injured soldiers. As far as the rehab kind of program, I started out with the Warrior Games, coaching the Army team. And the Warrior Games is basically adapted sports for our military. And it goes along with anybody who is going through their warrior transition program, or if they're actually injured and going through their rehab to become active duty again. They are going through their own individual service kind of rehab and programs. Okay. So I was coaching the field. So in track and field, there's the shot put and discus, just for the field events in the Warrior Games. And this was my first experience really with adapted throwing in 2016. And so since then I've been contracted with the Army, teaching them how to throw shot put and discus, either from standing position or also with throwing from the chair. So the throwing chair is just another option for athletes who may not have use of their lower body, or if they have back issues. And it's pretty phenomenal what these athletes can do sitting from a chair.
It really is, and just after the first of the year, I have the privilege of working with Alexander Armour,
Oh, cool.
And doing some programming for him. And for me to sit back and I had to go back through and watch a lot of his competing videos and get a mindset of what it's like. And reality is I have no clue what that's like. But the fact that these guys are doing that, the deadlift and throwing hammers and things like that,
right.
It's amazing.
It really is. It truly is.
Yeah.
Oh, but I was chosen to be a coach for the U.S. team, so it's all the services to represent the U.S. in the Invictus Games. And last year, the Invictus Games were in Toronto, and I was coaching there. And then they only chose 2 coaches this year, so I was really fortunate they chose me to be coached down in Australia for the US Team USA.
That's amazing. Awesome. That's really, a horrible really cool. place to go,
Oh, man. Everybody talks about how long the flight is, but I really... thinking back, I don't remember the flight. I remember the incredible experience being down there, meeting the people, meeting the athletes, all the volunteers. Just everybody was all about the athletes and what the Invictus Games meant and how important it was for us to be aware of our wounded soldiers and what they've done for us. And gosh, it was just really, really cool. I'm really grateful I had a chance to go.
That seems like that would just be a totally awesome experience, and I kept Facebook stalking because I was watching pictures and stuff because I want to go to Australia, and when I get this thing and and it got to a point where I'm like going, okay, when's she coming back? Because
I know, right?
I'm tired of seeing this.
As luck would have it, I had a separate event with the Army. A week after the Invictus Games was over, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to fly back to South Carolina and then immediately fly back to Hawaii for my event. So I was able to just putz around a little bit, a few extra days in Australia, and I took a little layover in Fiji for 2 days, and then made my way to Hawaii for my second event. So that's just how the calendar worked out. I didn't plan it that way.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes,
but it was amazing.
Yeah, sometimes what they say, the sun shines on the dark side of a dog's bottom. So
that's it.
That's awesome.
But it was a long time to be away. But it was packed full of just some pretty awesome experiences. I still have a bunch of photos that I'd like to share them. So beware. They might pop up sooner or later.
Well, that's one thing that Becky teases me about all the time. She's like, you don't have to share everything immediately.
Yeah, I'll keep sprinkling in so everybody can relive it with me again.
Right, yeah. Well, is she in Hawaii again now?
Oh, yeah. I got a ton still there, too, because I have 2 different cameras, and one I haven't uploaded. So the phone stuff was easy, but the camera stuff takes a minute.
Right. So what got you involved with the Highland aspect of it? I know with throwing in college and stuff, it seems like a natural fit, but I don't think a lot of people are really aware of what Highland Games is really all about.
Well, for many years, I was a track and field athlete, so shot put and discus was my jam. And when I got to college, I was introduced to the hammer throw, the weight throw, and the javelin. I believe I was pretty competitive in the hammer throw. I had a fantastic coach who was a 4-time Olympian.
Yeah,
but my true love really was for the shot put. It wasn't until I figured out what the weight room was, because in high school I was the discus thrower, and I threw the shot put a little bit. And then when I discovered I could get stronger, the shot put went farther.
Right, okay, yeah.
So I competed professionally post-collegiately for about 10, 12 years. And in that time, I was top 3, top 5. I was in top 10 for about the 12 years I competed in the U.S. And just never could quite be in the top 3 when it counted.
Right, okay, yeah.
So for every 4 years when the Olympic trials came around, I would always compete. I've been to 3 Olympic trials, and man, best finish was 5th.
Okay, but still, that's...
I'm still very proud of my career as a shot putter.
Yeah,
and I've had some really nice experiences. But as the numbers kept dwindling down, I was still elite status, but I just wasn't on the top of the podium. And there was some young girls coming around that were bigger and stronger and throwing farther. So I had to kind of start planning B, make plan B, and
right.
Bert Soren had mentioned, because he was a hammer thrower in college as well, that, man, you should totally get in the Highland Games. It's a lot of fun. And I said, well, maybe I'll give it a try. And at that point, I was living in Arizona, training full-time with John Godina and his dad. And those 2 men have been really instrumental to my throwing as well. But John was coincidentally coaching a couple of Highland Game athletes in the area in Phoenix, in Mesa. And they invited me to come to